Hey there everyone, my name's Kyle and today I'll be doing a playthrough video for Mission Drive. I was fortunate enough to be one of the lead playtesters on this game and I'm excited to show it to you today. I've got the game set up here, pretty much ready to go. This won't be a how to play video. I won't be diving into the details of the rules, but of course I'll be hitting the key stuff as we go along. The goal here is really to show you how the game plays from start to finish. The game takes place over 3 rounds, 3 missions. At the end of the 3rd mission, if you're still alive, still standing, you're going to take on a final boss, defeat the boss, and you've won. If at any point during the game in any of the missions you either run out of health, or in any particular single mission run out of your movement cards, we'll take a look at that, then you have lost. A couple of quick caveats before we get started. The first is that while representative, these components are very much print and play quality, so please bear that in mind. The final product will, of course, be of the high quality we've all come to expect from Solo Game of the Month. The second quick caveat is that this is all prototype content. Cards, details of the art, graphic design, rules, again, subject to change as the game undergoes development. This is all very representative of what you're going to see, but the campaign page is always your best source for the latest and greatest of what things are going to look like. With those 2 caveats out of the way, let's just dive right in. We've got the game set up here. Of course, I'm little red car here. This is me. These yellow cars here are our civilians, and the purplish, blackish cars, vehicles here are the bad guys. The small ones are motorcycles. This one right here is a car. We also have trucks. No bad guy trucks yet, but I'm sure we'll see some later. The basic gameplay in terms of the core action you'll be taking in the game is pretty straightforward. You have a little sort of player board here with 3 columns. On each turn, I'll be taking one of these cards and playing it. This tells me what directions I will move, how my car will move. So for example, if I were to use this card, my car would go forward 1 and then to the right 1. Based on which column the card is in, it tells me which direction my gun is facing, which direction I can shoot, either before or after my movement, but not during and not both. I'll then discard that card, draw a new one to replace it, and so on. As I mentioned, if I run out of these cards, and I've played all of them on here, that is, I have no cards left available to me to play, and there are still bad guys on the board, I have lost. Additionally, if I run out of health, we lose health in a few different ways, and we'll get to that as we see it, I've also lost. So with that, we're just going to get me back here to the starting position, which is in the center here at the bottom, and we're going to dive right in. So the first thing I'm going to do here is go ahead and use this one here. To go forward, left, nothing to shoot. You shoot 1 space to the left, to clarify. So left, forward, to the right. So you shoot, it's 1 space. So I could, in this case, I could shoot here at the end of my movement, but there's nothing to shoot. So we're just going to discard that. Grab a new card here. Next, we're going to use this one right here. I'm going to move 2 to the left. And then again, you can shoot either before or after the movement. So in this case, I'm going to shoot after the movement. We're just going to take out this motorcycle right here. Pew, pew. 1 shot takes out both motorcycles and cars. Trucks are going to take 2 shots to take out. We'll see that when we get there. But this motorcycle is toast. All right, this is an event card. There are 2 kinds of event cards in the game. This one is the bad guy shoots something event card. So when you draw one of these event cards, one of the bad guys on the board must shoot something. If there's a bad guy next to you, they will prioritize shooting you. If they're orthogonal and 1 space away, otherwise, they will shoot a civilian. So in this case, they're not next to me, so shoot a civilian. And if they're going to shoot a civilian, it's my choice as to what civilian they shoot. So in this case, I'm actually going to have this one shoot this civilian because trucks take 2 damage. That includes civilians. And so you're just going to flip it over right there, smoking a little bit, but he's still okay. So that's my preference. And then you just keep drawing. You resolve that event card right away, and then you just keep drawing until you get back to the movement cards, and then it's play continues. So in this case, let's see what we want to do here. Okay, so I'm going to use this card, but I'm going to use the mirror. So it's a good time to explain this. Each of the 3 options here comes with a mirror. The mirrors can be used once per mission, so they'll reset in between missions. It breaks there when you use it. And what that does is it allows you to allows you to mirror the movement. Here we go. Sort of drawing your mirror line down the center like this. And so in this case, instead of going forward, left, forward, I would go forward, right, forward. So I'm going to use that here, and I'm going to go forward, right, and then forward is going to push me into the car. Now, if you would ever run into a car, you push that car one space towards where you're going, and then you take a damage as a result of sort of ramming the car. So unfortunately, I will take 1 damage. The car, if it's a car, it stays where it is. If it's a motorcycle, you actually just crush it and take no damage. So we can use that to our advantage. Maybe we'll see that later. But if it's a car, you push it, I take damage and it stays alive. But of course, at the end of my movement, I can shoot forward. So that's what I'm going to do. Take this guy out. And then get rid of this guy. Okay. So now I got to go take those 2 motorcycles out and then we're done here. So let's see. I think I might. Yeah, I'll just use this one, which is going to be forward, forward, left. All right, this is an interesting one. This is a civilian movement card. So it says it's when this event card is revealed, take any single civilian vehicle and move it 1 space orthogonally. You can use that either to get civilian cars out of your way, if you have a particular direction you want to go. You can also use it to move civilian cars away from bad guys so they don't shoot them. We don't want civilians to die for reasons I'll explain in a minute. So in this case, I'm actually just going to leverage this card to take this little motorcycle here and move him out of the way so that this guy can't shoot him if we get another shooting card. Okay, great. So next, we're going to take this one right here. It's going to be forward, right, right. And I can shoot to the right, but that does me no good. Then I'm going to use this card right here, which I will shoot before I move, or technically doesn't matter, because again, motorcycles you just crush. So let's say for sake of argument, I couldn't shoot forward. I could still just crush this motorcycle by moving forward and then left, and by virtue of running over him, he's toast, I don't take any damage. So motorcycles, nice and easy to take down, puny motorcycles. And this one's actually easy, because sure enough, lucked out. This one, I'm gonna use this one, it's gonna go right, right, and then up 1, crush. This motorcycle gets crushed. And then just like that, mission 1 is complete. Now, regardless of what difficulty you select, there are a few difficulties available. Each mission is progressively more difficult than the last. So the first mission is always the most straightforward. Then we're going to get an opportunity to get some upgrades, and then each one gets more difficult. So in that case, I'm doing pretty well for myself. That would have been my next card, and as you can see, I had a good number of cards left and took those guys out fairly quickly. That was a pretty lucky break, a number of lucky breaks there. We took that one out nice and quick, and so mission 1 is complete. At the end of the mission, you get a certain number of upgrade points or dollars to spend on upgrading your vehicle and or getting health back. So for normal difficulty, you're going to get 7 upgrade points or 7K, whatever you want to think about it, to spend on your vehicle. And each one can be used to increase your health by 1. So I'm actually going to go and do that. So that gives me 6 left. And the rest can be used for upgrades. There's a number of upgrade cards in the game. You're going to shuffle them up and randomly pick 6. Those are going to be the ones you're going to have available to you. They are the ones that I've selected are right here. So we're just going to bring those into the frame here and take a look at our options. So these upgrade cards are going to give you various special abilities that you're then going to have available to you at a limited number of uses for the future missions. So here we have things like rockets. You may fire your weapon up to an additional space away. We have grapple. You may move all the way to the vehicle in front of you or move that vehicle back towards you. That's very interesting. EMP, you may remove a civilian vehicle or weapon from the board. It is not destroyed. The weapon bit, that comes up in the boss. Smoke screen, you can move any number of non-boss vehicles or weapons adjacent to you one space. Lots of good stuff happening here. The cost for the upgrade is printed here on the top right. So $2 here, again, 2K in this case, 4K, let's say, 4K. Then here's the number of charges. So 1 charge, 2 charge, 2 charge. That's the max number of charges that the upgrade can contain. So in this case, I'm going to use my 5 that I have left to get the EMP, actually. So what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get rid of these. The EMP is going to cost me 3 just to buy by itself. And then I have 2 more. And each additional dollar, each individual upgrade point can be used to place one of these little charges on the upgrade up to the max number that it can hold, which in this case is 2. So here I've got a fully charged EMP. What this means is I actually have technically 3 uses of the EMP in the future. 1 per charge, and then the third use would essentially drain the EMP in its entirety, and I would lose that upgrade for the remainder of the game. That's how it's going to work. So things worked out pretty well there. I got 7 points Notably, I would have lost 1 point for each civilian vehicle that had been destroyed. In this case, I didn't lose any civilian vehicles, so that's great. But if I had, that would have reduced the number of upgrade points that I get, which is the reason why you'd like to try to avoid civilian casualties if you can. I've got a nice fully charged EMP here, and we're up to full health. And so with that, we're ready to start and set up mission 2. All right, and just like that, we are set up and ready for mission 2. Full health, fully charged EMP. You can see there's a little more going on here. Again, as a reminder, these get randomized every time you play in terms of the setup. So there's quite a number of possible permutations each time you play for a nice random sort of board setup each game. You can see we've got 5 bad guy vehicles this time, including 1 truck. The truck is going to take 2 hits to take out. So I'll shoot him once, he'll start smoking, and then I'll have to shoot him again. The only other thing worth noting quickly here is these little charge tokens on the board. These are kind of satellite uplinks, if you will, that are going to help you to, basically you take this charge and then you can either apply it to your health or stick it on one of your upgrades if you have space for one. But otherwise, the basic gameplay stays the same. So let's dive right in. I'm actually going to start off things right away. I'm going to use my EMP. It says, you may remove a civilian vehicle or weapon. Again, weapon applies to the boss. So really just, you may remove 1 civilian vehicle from the board. It is not destroyed. So it means I can remove this civilian vehicle from the board, which is what I'm going to do. And it says it's not destroyed, meaning it's not going to count against my upgrade points at the end. So I'm just going to sort of place it off to the side. I've used my EMP, it's gone. Abilities are used like in between or with a turn, depending on what it does. Then I'm going to take this card right here, which is going to allow me to go forward, which means I get to just charge that guy right back up again, and then right, and sure enough, I'm going to crush that motorcycle, crush. And when you crush motorcycles, you do not take any damage, so that is 1 down. I'm actually going to do something very similar here. EMP again, because I'm about to collect another charge. To get rid of this little motorcycle, get him out of the way. Just get these civilians out of my way here. Then I'm going to take this, which is going to allow me to go left and then forward, thereby collecting this little charge, once again, filling that up. And then this is my shoot left option, so I'm going to shoot to the left, do 1 damage to this truck. Great. And then, I am going to go ahead and do this one, but I'm going to mirror it. So instead of right, forward, it would be left, forward. Then you draw the mirror line at your car. So I'm going to shoot first. This is my left shoot. So I'm going to shoot first, take out this truck. So truck's down. That's great. And then I'm going to go left, and then up. So if you push a vehicle, the vehicle moves into the space that you would go to, as we've seen before. But I'm actually, so I would take a damage by hitting it, or I could use another EMP, which I think I'm going to do. I'm just getting these guys out of the way. So I'm going to actually use EMP to clear this dude out of the way, once again, not causing me lost points at the end, before I then move my forward movement, which will land me there and no damage taken. That's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to have to hit this guy, but he's behind me. Well, you've noticed none of these cards let me go backwards, so what do I do? Well, and again, it's not really backwards, we're all driving, right? So what do I have to do? I got to brake. I got to slow down. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So braking involves taking a card, and instead of using its movement, just braking, meaning moving either 0 spaces, backwards 1 space, or backwards 2 spaces. So we're going to brake with this. So you take the card, you don't use it for its movement, you cannot shoot when you brake, and you just brake. I'm going to brake 1 space down, which is going to put me nice next to this dude right here. Then I'm going to use this card, shooting before I move, to take this out, and then left again. That would move me into, this is like the guardrail, I would move me into the guardrail. If I would move into the guardrail, I just don't move, nor do I take any damage. And then I will move forward 1, like so. Okay. There's our civilian movement. I'm going to move this truck out of the way so he doesn't get shot if we get a shooting. Oh, another civilian movement. I'm actually going to move this one here because I could use this one to go. No, hang on, back the truck up there. I I could mirror this. I'm actually move this guy right there. See how that goes. Okay, all right, great. So now I'm going to do this one, but I'm going to mirror it. So it's forward, forward, and then to the right. So forward, forward, and then to the right. Let's see what I can do with this here. All right, bad guys are going to shoot. Unfortunately, this guy is next to him now, and so sure enough, he's going to take this guy out. That does count against my score at the end. That does count as a civilian casualty, so bummer. Oh, this is tough. What do I do here? Okay, I'm going to do something I'm not going to like. So I'm going to use this one right here. We're just going to go right, up, oops, up. Okay, I just pushed that car twice. Each time I pushed him, it cost me a damage, crash, crash. So that sucked. And he's still very much alive. But because this is a left shot, I get to then take this guy out at the end of my movement, which is what I'm going to do. So that's good. Okay, this is a bad guy shooting card, which does suck because he's going to preferentially shoot me, which is what I get for going next to him. Because bad guys can shoot backwards. You notice we don't shoot backwards. There's no shooting backwards for us. But bad guys, I guess they got some buddies in the backseat that are shooting you backwards. So he's going to take me out. Don't like that. But we're going to retaliate by playing this card, shooting upward first, and then boom, toast. Bam, just like that. Mission 2 complete. Do not like that health situation, obviously. So my health was not so great. Not doing so bad on the cards. Did get another few lucky breaks there for sure. Could have been worse. But that health situation, had to take that interesting move there at the end. But all's well that ends well. So this time, same thing, 6 upgrade points. But I lost 1 for this casualty over here. 7 upgrade points, but I lost 1 for the casualty. So I'm down to 6. I definitely want to use some of those to get my health up. But I'd love to buy another upgrade as well. So what have I got? 6? What if I do 1, 2? And I'm going to get the grapple. Actually, I'm going to get the grapple, which costs me 2. So that gives me 2 left. I'm going to give it a charge, which gives me 1 left. And then I could either give my EMP 1 more charge or I give myself 1 more health. Probably would be smart to give myself 1 more health. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's my 6 points used. Let me make sure I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. Good. Okay, great. So mission 2 is complete. Third one is going to be the toughest one. We're going to see the most baddies on the road. And so let me take care of the setup for that. Again, by picking the 2 randomized most difficult setup cards and then setting up the game accordingly. And then we'll dive right in. All right, and we are all set up for mission 3. Adjusted my camera slightly here. For the final mission, as you can see, there's a whole lot more going on here on the board. Not a whole lot more, but definitely more going on. We got 4 of these little satellite uplink upgrade dealies, so that's great. We've got a total of 6 enemy vehicles, including 2 trucks. Let's see how this goes. So let's see how I want to start things off here. This is tough. Okay, I know what I want to do. I'm actually going to do this. And the reason is because it's going to go up and then it's going to go to the right. So normally if I hit a car, I would push that car into the next space. But if there isn't a space to push it into, then I do crush it. So motorcycles I crush just by driving over. Cars I crush if I smush them into something. So crunch, I'm going to crunch it into his buddy over there, and that is going to take this guy out. I do still, however, take a damage for doing that. But it takes that guy out, which is good. This actually works out incredibly well for me because I can shoot to the right first, this guy, give it 1 damage, and then just skedaddle over here, 2 to the left. And good thing, because he would have shot me with that. As it is, they're just going to shoot a civilian instead. I'm going to pick this guy to shoot this civilian to flip over the truck like this. And play continues. I'm going to use this one to go over to the right 2, which is great. Then I'm going to use this guy here to shoot to the right first, thereby taking him out. I'm going to use my EMP to eliminate this guy off the board as the non-casualty. Then I'm going to resolve the movement here, which is going to be forward, right, forward. Okay, now I got to get over to this guy, which I don't like to love the look of here. Okay, we're going to do this. Forward, left, left. Okay, I know what I got to do here then. No, well, let me see. I think, yeah. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to use this, but I'm going to mirror it. So it's actually going to be forward, left, left. So forward, left, left. Great. See what happens here. Okay, great. Now, I'm going to crush this guy into that car. So again, if there is something else in that space and you would move into a car's space, that car gets crushed. So I'm going to break to crush him. Take a damage, but okay. C'est la vie. So we're going to use this one right here to break. 2, 1, 2. Crush this guy. Take a damage, which stinks, but hasta la vista. Great. Okay, that is 3 down, 3 to go. That is not bad. Okay. What do I want to do here? Oh, my goodness. Yes. Maybe you saw this already. This is the use for my grapple right here. You may move all the way to the vehicle in front of you or move that vehicle back to you. Do I want to move to it or do I want to move it back to me? I think I'm going to move to it. So I'm going to use one of my grapple charges to latch on to this dude right here and all the way forward, which gives me another charge. I'm going to put that charge on. I'm going to put on the EMP, actually. So that's going to grapple me forward. Then I'm going to use this right here, which is going to shoot upwards. Oh, now is that what I want to do? Because that's going to do 2 damage to me if I do that. That's okay, I can take it. Okay, so I'm going to shoot upwards, which is the problem is because he takes 2 damage. So I'm going to shoot upwards, which is going to do 1 damage. Then I'm going to move forward, right, left, forward. Oh, should I mirror it? I should mirror it. I'm going to mirror it. We're just going to go forward. We're just going to ram into this guy. Trucks don't move when you hit them, so that just takes a damage. And then I'm going to go, instead of forward, left, forward, it's going to be forward, right, forward. So I hit him for my first forward. I'm going to use this EMP to get this dude out of my way. Then I'm going to go to the right instead of left and then forward again. That's with this card. Whew, okay. Okay, so I'm going to do this, which is actually going to be right, right, up. It's going to get me this, which is going to give me my EMP back, charge back here. Okay, bad guys shoot me, shoot. They're going to shoot me. Ugh, crud, 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 crud. Okay, this is what I'm going to do right here. First, I'm going to shoot to the right. Take out this. Then I'm going to move left, up, up. When I move left, I'm going to crush this. Crush. Up. And then if you would move off the top, but the enemies are still here, you would just bump into it as if it was a wall. And takes no damage. So that is that. Live, fight another day. Okay, they are going to shoot a civilian. This guy's going to take out this guy, unfortunately. So we do lose that guy. Sorry, buddy. Now, just got to break my way over there, and I think I got this, right? So I'm going to use this to break 2 spaces. Then I'm going to use this here to break 1 space. That's a civilian movement, doesn't matter. Another civilian movement, doesn't matter. Okay, enemy shooting, nothing to shoot. Another enemy shooting, nothing to shoot. That's fine. This is a good illustration of the fact that the game does not end, this mission does not end in failure unless you have used all of your cards on the board. So even though I can't draw to replace, that's fine. I only fail if I've used all my cards and I still haven't defeated them. And you may have already picked up on this, but of course I'm going to use this guy right here, mirrored, to go forward, forward, left instead of forward, forward, right, forward, forward, left. And at the end of my movement, I'm going to shoot to the left. Oh, whoa, whoa, that was close. That was close. Holy smokes. Well, we pulled it off, guys. Okay, great. So that is the third mission complete. Wow, that was tight. Down to the wire, 1 health, 1 more card left, all my mirrors used, but here we are. We pulled it out by the skin of our teeth, and only 1 civilian lost thanks to that EMP, which is actually a big deal. So that means I get a nice 6 points total of upgrade into the boss, of which 1, 2, 3, 4 are going to be my health, giving me 2 more total, and I'm just going to use them to fill up my EMP and my grapple, because the EMP reads you may remove a civilian vehicle or weapon from the board. It's because there are no civilian vehicles in the boss, but there are weapons. And so we'll get to that. The EMP could be very helpful there. The grapple could be also helpful as well for the boss. So let's see how that goes. And with that, I'm going to set up for the boss, and then let's dive in. All right, everyone, we've done it. We've made it to the boss. I've got the boss set up here. There are a few different bosses to choose from in the game. I've selected the rovers, which are these 2 independent rovers that are going to move here. We're going to have to take both of the rovers out to end this terrorist organization, whatever it is, reign once and for all, and finish the game and win. And so the way we're going to do that is take out these. Now, they take 2 hits to defeat, but unlike trucks where you can just hit them twice anywhere, you actually have to specifically take out the 2 regions by hitting this square and then this square separately and independently. So we're going to have these little X tokens we're going to use to indicate that. So I'm going to have to shoot this, shoot this, shoot this, shoot this, and then we've won. Now you'll see there are no other cars on the board. That's because there are no other cars in the boss fight. For that reason, we've removed all of the event cards from this deck, and we just have our movement cards. And then you'll see there's a few other cards that we have out here to indicate what's going on with the boss. The top 3 cards here are the boss's weapons. The boss has 3 kinds of weapons. It can launch a rocket at us. It can sort of target us with lightning coils and just sort of, which is a localized attack. And it can deploy drones, smoke drone, a drone that'll sort of fly around and try to take care of us that way. And this is telling us what they do. The rocket will cause an explosion, causing damage. The targeted attack, the localized attack, will cause an electric shock, which causes you to lose a charge of any upgrades you might have, and then break by 2, so it sort of shocks you and then you break. And the drones will have a disorientation attack that forces you to draw a card, do what it says in terms of its movement, and then you lose that card, and now you've moved somewhere you didn't want to go. So very interesting ability for that. So that is the boss's abilities on the top. On the right side, we have the boss's sort of movement and attack pattern is what that is on the right, here on the right. So we have the boss's movement and attack pattern is laid out for us here. We essentially get to see 3 frames ahead, if you will, 3 turns ahead, where the boss is going to be and what he's going to do. Technically, the rovers actually start off of the board, so I'm going to place them here. And then the first turn, they will move to this location, and it's going to follow sort of 1, 2, 3, and then as we move, this is going to go up here and become 4, and we're going to keep cycling those, is how the boss moves. So we get to see 3 frames ahead, 3 moves ahead, what the boss is going to do. And so the boss is going to take the first turn. The boss's turn is 4 phases. Weapon upkeep, if any. Move the boss to the location printed on the card. Activate the weapon shown on the card, if any. And then switch the cards like I just showed and move on to the next one. So for the very first turn, what that's going to be is this guy right here. So the first thing is upkeep of any weapons that might be on the board. There are no weapons on the board, so there's no upkeep. Second is to move the bosses, in this case bosses, plural, to their location as printed on here. And so that would be like this. Now they've moved to where they belong. The third is they're going to activate their weapons. You can see that they each shoot a different weapon here. On the left, it's showing you that it's shooting that localized attack, which means if I were near it, it would shoot me right away and I would get hit. I'm not, of course, so it doesn't do anything. This it indicates that it's launching a rocket. That's this little guy right here. This rocket, it says it could shoot here or here. What you do is you pick the one that's closest to the player. here. This is a little heat-seeking rocket that's going to try to follow me around the board, which is, of course, lots of fun. Once the weapon activation has occurred, then you swap the cards like this, and this is telling me where the enemy is going to be next turn. And so with that, I'm just going to use my movement cards to try to get close to him and take him out. I want to go forward 2, so I'm going to want to use this one, which was, whoops, I got rid of it for you guys, but it's forward, right, forward. Now the boss is going to go again. So once again, we have weapon upkeep is phase 1. In this case, we do have weapon upkeep. It's this missile, and the upkeep of the missile says move it 1 space toward our vehicle, if possible. If it collides with your vehicle, it's going to blow up. So it's going to move like this. It moves orthogonally always, so we're going to move it like this. Then you move the cars, the rovers to their new location, which is this. Then they would fire any weapons that are depicted on the card. In this case, there are none. The difficulty, in addition to changing how many upgrade points you get in between rounds, changes how many weapons are present on these cards. You can see this one's a green one versus these pink ones are more difficult, and so you shuffle those in based on difficulty. In this case, we get a nice reprieve. There's no weapon activation, so that's great. And then we're gonna cycle these around. So now it's back to me. I wish I could do some damage, but I can't. But I like this. It's forward, left, left, because it moves me away from the missile. All right, so back to the boss. First, weapon upkeep. This missile's going to try to go towards me. So it's going to seek over here, try to get towards me. The bosses are going to move to their location. Oh, I see. So that would technically mean this would move on top of the missile. So instead, the missile's going to choose to go down this direction because it's going to try to not collide with the boss. And then I activate whatever weapon is depicted on here. Now, what's depicted on here are the drones. And what this is telling me, these are the possible locations that a drone could be placed this turn. Place a drone on the closest possible location to the player. And so in this case, that would be right there. And then we move. Okay, can I hit him? Can I hit him? Can I hit him? I can. Yeah. So I'm going to do this one right here, which is forward, right, and then right. These guys back like trucks. Obviously, they don't move. So it's going to smack into the side there, which does do a damage. But I get to then shoot to the right, which takes out this guy right here. All right, so now it's over to the boss again. So first, upkeep. So upkeep is this rocket's going to try to move towards me again. Upkeep on the drone is when it attacks. So it attacks during the upkeep phase. If you're in its area, I'm not, so I'm fine. Then I'm going to move these guys to where they belong, which is going to be right here. Then the weapons will attack. This is going to try to shoot another missile, is what is depicted here, but if there's already a missile on the board, it won't shoot another missile until that one gets destroyed. This, however, sucks because it's going to attack down here, and it's going to hit me right here with an electric shock. So like I said, that means I'm going to lose one of my charges. I'm going to choose the EMP. I'm going to choose the EMP charge, and then I have to break 2, like this, which stinks. And then we switch the cards, and it's back over to my turn. Okay. Come on, Kyle, what can I do here? Where's it gonna be? Yeah, this is fine. Come to this one, which is left, up, up. And I'm gonna be in the vicinity of that drone if I don't take care of it. So I'm gonna use my EMP to remove the vehicle, to remove the weapon from the board. Great. Okay, that'll work. So now it's the boss's turn again. And so again, first upkeep. So this missile's coming for me. It's trying. Then we're going to move them to where they go, which this goes here. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, it goes here. And then this goes here, like this. Fortunately, no weapon firing, so that's good. And then we switch like this. All right, now it is my turn. Gosh darn it. And this will actually work out okay. I'm going to use this one right here to go forward, and then to the right one. That does a damage, but it lets me shoot to the right, which lets me take out this portion here of that guy, which works for me. Now we go back to the boss. Upkeep is going to be this moving. I think he's probably going to want to do this. Then we're going to move the boss to where they go. So he moves, the green guy is going to go here. And he doesn't like crush me by doing that because, or damage me. He sort of just, it's like it's sort of frame skipping around. So he just appears there. So that's where he's going to go. And then this is going to go right here like this, like so. Then they're going to activate that weapon, in this case, the drones, which means placement of a new drone, again, as close to the player as possible, which is absolutely going to be right here. And then we're going to switch like this. Okay, can I work with this? Can I work with this? I wish I could. I don't know that I can. Okay, where's it going to be? Can I just get it where it's going to be? It's going to be here. I don't think I have a lot of good options here, unfortunately. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to do this, but I'm going to mirror it. And the reason I'm going to mirror it, so I go left 2 and then up 1. If you run over a drone, they're sort of like very close to the ground drones at like car level, and you crush them. Crush. Just like a motorcycle. So he gets crushed, which is good, and then I move forward 1 like that. And I live to fight another day. Okay, upkeep is going to be this missile is really trying to find me. Then you move them to their new locations, which is going to be here. This guy's going to shoot another missile, but he's already on the board, so it's not going to do anything. And then this is going to hit me with another shock attack, which I'm going to use for my grapple charge here, and then I'm going to just go back 2. And then we're going to switch here. All right, Kyle. Can I make this work? Yes, I can. Ta-da! This is going to be up, forward, left, bounce off the wall, forward again, and then shoot to the right. Toast. All right, Green Rover is dead, which is great. They do get destroyed independently of one another, and so now anything that what Green Rover would do, it can't do because it's toast. I could use some more cards, but it's not half bad. Okay, weapon upkeep. This guy's going to try to move towards me. It's going to do this because the Rover's going to move here. No new weapon activation, which is excellent. And then we switch. Okay, guys, let's see. Here we go. Can I do this? I got to break. I mean, I got to get back there. I got to break. I'm going to break with this. I'm going to break 2 like this. Get a new one here. And I'm going to use this EMP to get rid of this rocket, or it's going to blow up on me. So remember, if there's no charges and you use an upgrade, the upgrade is sort of gone. You've sort of drained it completely. All right, weapon upkeep, nothing. This guy moves here to his new location. Drones are deployed. And so again, I picked the closest location to me, which is going to be right here. So I better get the heck out of there. And then we're going to switch this. Do I just break again? How many cards do I have left? Oh, I got 3 movement cards left. He's going to be right here next time. So if I can go up here, then maybe I could do it. All right, let's do it. I'm going to do this to go forward and then to the right, crushing that drone, which is great. This might work, actually. Okay, so weapon upkeep, no weapons to upkeep. He's going to move to the new location, which is actually just 1 up here. He's going to shoot a new rocket, which actually can happen this time. It's going to go here. And then going to move. Come on, can I do this? Yes. Haha, wait, I think I got it. Because this will go, if I mirror this, instead of left, forward, it's going to be right, forward. So it'll be right. And even though I've damaged this part, it's still there, and it's still, like I still crash into it, which causes damage. But then I go forward 1, and I shoot to the right, and dead. Woo! Oh, excellent. Well, I hope that was helpful and informative. Mission Drive, start to finish. Skin of my teeth there in both round 3 and the boss. And again, this is all prototype and print and play quality, so please make sure that you check the campaign page for the latest and greatest of what everything is going to look like. Thank you all very much. Hope you enjoy.